Hello, hello, hello.
There you go.
Are we okay?
Well, fine, but I had to mute my mic because it didn't mute my mic for me.
Did it not? Oh,
No, it didn't. And I thought I better mute my mic, so I held my breath into it.
did you? Just when I was in person. Well, we have an unusual show on a Monday night. I was sick, and I was sick a few days ago, and I was sick on Saturday night, and been to the doctors, and they gave me a lot of medications. so I'm okay. I'm a little bit fly, I'm joking. But welcome to Shadow Whispers in the Night on a Monday night. We have a fantastic guest. I love the topic we're talking about tonight. I love the guys who we're going to be talking to in a second. And Christopher, thank you for being.
Yes, I wasn't doing anything. I was only playing Warzone. So my Monday night's my Warzone night. But I cancelled it for you, Jenny. I cancelled it for you. Don't worry about the rest of the week today. You know.
Well, that's true. That's true. And now I'm going to be mixed up. I kept thinking today was Thursday, but it's not. But I'm going to bring our guest on. It is phenomenal. I'm slightly obsessed. I'm not going to lie. I am slightly obsessed. I was talking to someone. Listen, not someone. I was talking to everyone. The woman in the shop knew my life before I'd left. I was even playing audio for her in the shop. I went into the shop to buy a bra, and I ended up playing audio for her.
So there's that spooky woman. There's the spooky woman there.
I know. They know what I'm doing for the next month. But I went in to buy a particular thing, and I was playing audio for her. And then I met her out when we were shopping again. Do you want to hear more audio? No, it's great. No, I'm joking.
Are we getting to hear audio tonight? That's a question.
We are. It is a breakthrough into what we would normally know. It's a breakthrough. It is. And I remember talking to our guest tonight, and I said, it's like I would have it on all day and have a conversation with them all day. And that's what they do.
I like that one that you've got for the museum. The one where it goes, yes. I show that to loads of people. I say, like, see people that don't believe. I say, great, right. Then I'll bring up your channel and I'll go, like, listen to that. And then they'll be sitting looking at me like that after, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Go away.
Yeah. Just making sure I'm live. Am I live on my TikTok?
You're definitely live. I don't know if you're live on TikTok, but you're definitely live.
I was live on TikTok YouTube before, wasn't I? I must ask my daughters, am I live? Am I live?
Check for the
because I can't check because it's coming from my TikTok, so I can't check that. So if you could for me, that would be great.
I will. Following. Let's see. Yes, you are live. I'm watching you there in the chat. You can send you a rose if you want. So there you go.
Get my daughter's phone then because.
Wait a minute, and I'll speak in.
How can I?
We are live, by the way, in the chat. So I've just spoke. You're live.
How can I see it? Sorry, everyone is watching TikTok. How can I see that? Do I have to go to a different phone?
No, you should be able to see. You should be able to see that in on your screen here. Should you know? And the chat back, I'll appear eventually.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
I'll call my daughter and ask her to do it. Anyway, I'll get my daughter.
I'll repost it for you on my network, on the what you call it, via live thing. People think you're getting free tarot readings or something like that, and you'll get thousands of folk coming
in. Sorry, guys. Okay, need your iPad. Okay, so I just text my daughter. Okay, so getting onto that now, I'm going to bring our guest in. It is going to be a phenomenal show. I absolutely love it. We have Tony and Cherie Rathman.
Hello, guys.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Chris.
Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies for Saturday. I was sick for a few days, 4-day migraine.
No apologies needed. Health always comes first.
Thank you. It was horrible. It was awful, but and my back is still. Do you ever get a migraine and it goes into your back? I don't know. Maybe I read about that, but I was at the doctor's today. And everything's okay. Well, we're working on it. But I told my daughter to bring me her phone because I don't want to miss any comments on TikTok that I don't see. I need your. Are you on my page? I'll read it for you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're now on TikTok. That's great. So any questions that come on TikTok, then I will see it and then I will call them out as well.
Can I also say for TikTok, because I'm a TikToker and I do a lot of readings on TikTok, can everybody in TikTok please hit that screen. Let's get Jenny likes. Let her get up to the 5,000-10,000 likes, please. Because the more likes you get, the more your videos. Because I had 150,000 likes the other day. So let's get Jenny up to, come on, let's get her up to 50,000 likes.
Yeah.
Everybody that's watching.
Agreed.
Right? Everybody tap that screen.
Dude, tap. Keep me busy. I'm already busy.
I'm tapping it for you now. I'm multitasking.
I want to say a very quick hello to a few people. Pomp, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Pomp. Thanks a million. Sabrina, welcome. How are you? Hope you are well. I was watching this show on Saturday night. It was not Saturday night. Saturday night I was in bed. It was great. Let me see. There's Pomp again. Who else do we have? We have Sabrina. Hey, Chris and Pomp. It's nice to meet you as well. Ellie family, how are you? Thank you so much. Ellie's new. Adam Ramos from Texas. How are you, Adam? We have to catch up again. Stephen, you've been sick. Then I have been sick. There's my favorite girl, Chantal from South Africa. I will give you a wee text later. I know you're about an hour or two ahead of me. We have Donna Marie. How are you, Donna Marie? How are you? We have... Is that your brother?
That's my brother. That's my brother from Beyond the Veil. Yeah.
From Beyond the Veil. Hey, Tony.
Because of no playing Warzone tonight, he's probably usually playing the old Xbox, on a Monday night.
Rosa. Hi. Laura, how is it going? Jenny, there is a ghost at the side of you. There's a few. There are a few ghosts.
Everywhere.
Huh? I'm just making
ghosts everywhere.
I like that. Willow, how are you, my darling? Hope you are well, my love. That's great, Sabrina. That's brilliant. Thank you. So something happened today very quickly. I was in town and I walked by our church. It's huge. So I normally, if I'm having a stressful day, I go in and sit for 15 minutes, only if I'm in town. So I was sitting in the church for about 15, 20 minutes, lit some candles and so on and so on. People probably say, Jenny, you didn't burn. No, I didn't burn. No, I did not burn. But when I walked out, and there's a little basin there, kind of a basin where there's holy water and whatnot. There was a book in it. There was a book in it, and I'm like, did someone leave it here? And I'm looking around for someone to see if they've left the book behind and whatnot, and nobody was around. So then I said, right, I'll take it and see what happens, see what it is. So the book is The Curious Fates of Famous Corpses. Rest in Pieces.
Maybe you shouldn't have took that, and I don't know why I say that right now.
No, but it's a good thing, because when I opened it up, and it's a library book from Glasgow.
Right.
And it says here, you've caught a traveling book. Enter the BC ID below at www.com to see where it's been. Then follow where it goes after you read and release. Mm-hmm. So I will read this and release it. And I've joined the site of where it is. And there's Charlie Chaplin in it, where they've been resting. Other names that Lee Harvey Oswald. It's Osama bin Laden, Albert Einstein. Everybody's in it.
For a second there, I thought you said they were the ones that signed it.
No.
Oh God! For a second there, I thought you were going to say the focus. Oh, Jesus.
No, imagine. But it's
I love the cover of the book.
Look at that as well. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I will read it, and then I shall release it. So what I do is kind of like put it somewhere for someone to take it. And do what they will with it. It's strange. Or I can just go into my collection of fabulous books. We don't know. We'll see. But anyway, apart from that, Tony and Cherie, thank you so much. I am so looking forward to tonight. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what you do?
First of all, we wanted to say thank you both. Yes. Thank you for having us. I'm going to have Tony go first.
Sure. Okay, so what do we do? Well, we do two things. Well, a lot of things, I guess. But we've been paranormal investigators for the last 15 years. We have been ITC researchers, or instrumental transcommunication researchers, at least the last 14. When we first started out, Cherie's the one who had an interest. I did not. My father was a physics professor. Talk about ghosts, spirits, demons, really wasn't a conversation piece, and I never really thought about it. But Cherie got interested in the paranormal programs back in 2010. And she kept saying, come over, you got to see this. And I'd last for 2 minutes and go, no, this is for entertainment only. This is just, TV. And then she tricked me on Valentine's Day of 2010. And she said, I said, what do you want to do for the weekend? She goes, I want to do something different. I said, okay, what do you want to do? She said, I want to go ghost hunting. And I was just like, oh, you're kidding me. But I had two choices. I could take her or have her mad at me until next Valentine's Day. I didn't want that, so I took her. But to make a long story short, she had a great time. That was all I cared about at the time. But it was when she got the stuff home and she started reviewing, especially the digital recorder. Right. And there were voices on there that were answering the questions we asked. And I'm thinking, how can this be happening? Her and I were the only one in the basement, 3 a.m. There was no one else around. We weren't even supposed to be in the basement.
We investigated that location more than 50 times, and how active that location
was unbelievably active. Yeah. But so I tried to debunk it. I tried to figure out how this was happening. I thought maybe there was a vent in the basement we weren't aware of and voices were coming in from someplace else. So I said, let's go back. We went back. Nope, there was no vent. No voices coming from any other source, and we came back with more EVPs. Well, that's how the fascination began. We did and still do EVP research today, but it led us down the path of ITC, spirit boxes, the SB7, the SB11. And then I said, you know what? I don't like this static noise blaring in my ear. Let's build this. I think we can build this. So we took one apart. I said, yep, I can do this. And then we built for 12 years spirit boxes. The problem was that we were looking for two things. One, we were looking to clear the voices up so you could understand them. And two, we were looking to lengthen the conversation. We could not do that with the way a spirit box or the Frank's box is laid out. Why was that? Two reasons, we believe. First was that the spirit box is based on scanning radio forward or reverse at different speeds, and it picks up fragments of radio audio. And the theory behind a spirit box is that spirits will rearrange that audio into their own sentences. Right. Well, what we determined through our research was they do need a background noise, but it doesn't have to be radio or RF signal. And what we determined that worked really well was just static white noise.
Sorry.
And we figured that out first by when we went from spirit boxes to a method called direct radio voice, which didn't scan through stations. It sat on a vacant frequency and just produced white noise. We had former team members when there were 4 of us. They did the research, figured out DRV worked, that Marcello Bacci was actually tested in lab. Science could not debunk it or understand how it was occurring. And so they had brought back direct radio voice. Well, then the 4 of us worked for about 3 years.
3 years.
As a team. And recently we've gone our own directions. They wanted to go one way, we wanted to go another. So we went our separate ways. But DRV was turned to Staticom. Staticom was upgraded to Staticom 2.0. And I'm not sure what they're at, where they're at, or what they're working on. But Cherie and I upgraded Staticom 2.0 to now 3.0. And voices always fascinated us because we can get a bucket load of information before we even hear the response. We can tell if it's male or female. We can tell if it's adult or child. We can tell what language they're speaking or whether they have a territorial dialect. We can tell their emotional state. Are they happy? Are they upset? Are they angry? All of that before we even hear what the actual answer was that they gave us. And that to us was unmatched to any other type of paranormal equipment out there. And that's why voice is our number one prerogative to chase after.
And we still do investigate.
We still do everything, but
yeah,
tools have become ITC and Staticom 3.0 has become our.
That's it. That's the main one. Even for me, when I do investigations, it's audio. I was doing audio work last night and using the recorder, and I got a little girl's voice saying my name. I've been doing this location about 8-9 years, and it was in the priest room. It's in Redwood Castle. And so I was listening to it last night, and you cannot mistake it. You cannot mistake it. None of us, because I mentally take a note. I mentally take a note of who's in the room, and and I know their voices. So this little girl came in and said, Jenny, something like that. And and there's another one in the chapel where one of the other girls had it in her recorder. Mine was running as well. I didn't get that far with my audio yet, but it said Jennifer. I'm only known as Jennifer when I'm in trouble. So, Jennifer, I'm not here. Jenny, I'm here. But Jennifer and Jenny. And so I'm not finished doing the audio work yet, but it is happening. And it's, I use the Audacity, and, if I have to amplify it just a little bit, but not too much, because you ruin it like that, and get as much at the before and the after to show that the voice is different.
Yeah, so, and the more it's amplified, the more you run the risk of artifacts of sound, which can get created, right?
That's it. And this voice was nice and beautifully clear that you could raise it a little bit without ruining it.
Right, exactly.
And I love it. We're back in July for the weekend. So I'm looking forward to it. We're back in July for the weekend with 2 or 3 teams that knows Redwood Castle. And I love that. Yeah, Adam, it was pretty good. I'm looking forward to doing the rest of it tonight. That would be good. Hello from Louisiana, from the swamps. Stanley, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in with us tonight. And Paris Solo, thank you for being here as well.
Nice.
Can I say, Jenny, that one for the Mill Mount Museum, and I keep going on about that one that you got for that Mill Museum. I listened to that. I've listened to that over 1,000 times because it's so intelligent. How it just says yes when you asked it, and it's a creepy yes to.
The Mill Mount Museum is a location I used to do for many, many, many years. It's in my hometown, is where I would go on school trips, and I'm setting up, and I have the camera running, live running. So in the dark, and I'm setting up, and I'm saying, because it was an army barracks one stage, and I said, "So do you want to have a game of cards?" And we don't hear anything, and then you'll hear this male saying, "Yes," very clearly. It's fabulous. Chris was the one who got it. You were the one who got it, Sabrina. I love listening to this creepy stuff. I can't wait to hear the recording. I'll send that on to Chris, Sabrina, and then Sabrina, Chris will send it on to you. But it's brilliant. I love it.
It's very creepy. It's just, I listened to it and I thought, right, with the news, so I turned up the volume, then I plugged in the noise cancelling headphones because I was, for some reason, that it makes it better. And oh my God, you can tell the accent. He's got a kind of accent when he says it. You can tell that he's maybe got either an English accent. There's something there.
It was an English.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. And I was like.
But you picked up on that. We didn't. You picked up that. My cat has a disability, so he's trying to get up on the chair, but he keeps falling. I
was lying in my bed, and I had a right bad chest infection. I actually had that bug that was going about at the time. You know what it was. And I had the noise cancelling headphones on. I was just lying in the complete darkness watching it live for the museum.
Aye.
And I heard it, and I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting." And I just kept listening to that and replay. Just kept listening over and over again. It's a good one. Hi,
Care Bear. How are you, my darling?
Hey, Care Bear.
So Would you like to play a little bit of one of your videos? Shall I play one of them?
Yeah, just save the one titled Lennon for last.
Okay.
The other order doesn't matter.
Let me see if Jennifer gets this right. I have the Lennon there. Okay, so the one, let me see. Oh, will I put up the one with I had cancer?
Do you know how did you die?
Did you hear that, Chris? Puppies?
No. Nope.
So that was interesting because that was the first time that question has ever been asked, that we actually got a response. And you can hear that there's no emotional attachment to it anymore. It was just a simple, straightforward, yeah, I had cancer. There's intelligence there. There's an understanding of that's how they pass from this life to where they are now. So we found that fascinating.
It's amazing.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cherie. Go ahead.
Yeah, when we're doing session, Tony always, say something about, the way how you ask a question to the spirits. Of course, with respect, I do that all the time anyways. Mm-hmm. And one thing that Tony doesn't want me to ask a question is, how did you die? And I got yelled at. And he goes, why do you ask that question? I'm like,
well, we've never had an answer for it. I was shocked to hear that you did. But clearly, if we're asking for a vocal response, they're not dead, or they wouldn't be able to. So life goes on.
Exactly.
I'll play it. I'll play it again.
Please, one more time, because I can hear it.
I will indeed. Let me just bring up a wee bit.
Do you know how did you die?
Quite.
Yeah.
It's
Again,
quite.
I can't hear nothing.
Can you not?
Do you know how did you die?
Tell me you heard that.
Nope, nothing coming through for me. That is so weird.
Can you not hear?
The audio? You can't hear the audio?
Nope, can't hear the audio. Can anybody else in the chat hear the audio?
Oh, is it just? Can you hear it? Can Tony and Cherie hear it?
We heard it.
Yeah, we heard it.
Okay, can I just?
Because I'm getting nothing. I'm plugged in. I'm using DJ headphones. New set.
Is it not?
Can hear everything.
Do you have your settings right on the audio for your output?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're gonna miss a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So Noreen can hear it. So that's great. So that's good. So Noreen can hear it. Awesome.
Look here. Audio.
Yeah, Rusty. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It should be playing absolutely fine because it's an iPad with a set of headphones plugged into the side. And that's that. And the microphone's separate. It's an old iPad. It's the old iPad, so it's got the socket for the power for the microphone. So that doesn't affect it.
Okay.
That's weird, that.
Let me try it again.
I can hear something, but it's very muffled.
Do you know how did you die?
I'll play it again and
Nothing there.
You can't hear that, Chris.
Nope. No. I can hear it through my phone if I turn my phone on.
Turn your phone up.
That's what I'll do. But if I turn my phone on, I'll have to mute my mic. So see the next one. That's weird. That's
right.
Weird,
so when I play, why don't you mute it? Mute yourself now. Turn up your phone, and so I'll play it for you so you can hear it.
Right, give us a sec to do this. I need to tip these off. Just give us a sec.
No bother. That's strange. Now he cannot hear that. That's strange. Yeah, Noreen can hear it. Okay, so Chris can hear it now. Okie dokie. Give me one tickety boot, Chris.
Do you know how did you die?
Here you go, Chris. Get it? Chris? Okay. He's not. Hello, Chris. Did you? Okay, you need to.
I think he's muted.
You need to unmute yourself again, Chris. All right, go on.
That's really good. You can hear it. It says on my phone, I died of cancer.
Aye.
I tell you what, I'm going to do. I'm going to back out and come back in, right?
Tally ho.
I'm going to unplug this microphone. I think it's my iPad because it did get an update, get the new iOS just a wee while ago.
Right.
So,
tally ho. So, can you say what location that was in? Where you got that from?
Our house.
Our house. We're doing testing and, straight EVP, not EVP.
Yeah, that was in our living room.
Yeah.
Really?
So let me just explain what they're listening to. So when people do EVP, which is record and review, they take a recorder, they turn it on, they let it run, and then they ask all their questions. Then they stop the recorder. 9 times out of 10, they take it home. They upload it to their computer to amplify it, denoise it, try and clear it up. The process of Staticom does that all in real time. Mm-hmm. It will denoise, it will slow down the white noise that we run through it. And that's all we use now is broadband white noise to produce these voices through a process that we believe is called stochastic resonance, which is where when the voice comes in, stochastic resonance is using white noise to elevate a signal that's undetectable either to the human ear or to a sensor. And it'll raise that audio signal. That's how we believe this is working. The white noise raises the signal, and then we cut the white noise out, leaving only the voice. All of this is done in real time. So it literally is two-way communication. So they'll give an answer. Now, it started out a little bit with direct radio voice, got better with Staticom, got better even more so with 2.0, but we've now cleared the voices in 3.0 to complete clarity, and the voices don't fade away like they used to in 2.0.
I'm obsessed. Like I said, that's a huge breakthrough. It's a huge breakthrough. Even though I still use the Spirit Box because I don't have the Staticom 3.0. I still have to use my Spirit Box, but I know when I'm doing audio and I see the wave pad and I'm like, oh, and that's why I don't leave the Spirit Box on for too long. I leave it on just for direct questions, hopefully direct answers. And I always have a recorder on because the recorder will pick up what I possibly will not pick up.
Which
Correct.
is smart.
It's bad enough to hear that static noise if you run it for 15 minutes, but then have to review 15 minutes of it on top of that can give some major headaches. So that was one of the things we wanted to see if we could solve. Mm-hmm. The other thing was that skeptics and scientists with EVP will say, oh, you're only hearing warbles and artifacts of sound. It's not really words. Your mind is just trying to pattern recognize things, and you're thinking you're hearing something that's not there. So we knew that if we wanted to head down the road of proof of consciousness surviving death, that speech had to be cleared. And then the other thing with ITC was that the majority of it being done used a radio. It's really hard to say to somebody, I'm getting voices from beyond the veil, but I'm using a radio which takes RF signal and creates it to speech. That's really hard to validate and to differentiate.
That's somebody.
What
did you say?
I said it's really hard to differentiate from reception from deception.
Yeah. If it's not from outside or radio signals and whatnot, like I live in the town here, and we have taxi drivers, we have ambulances, we have police cars and whatnot. So we just don't know, even with the walkie-talkies we use. I mean, even when we use a walkie-talkie, the K2 will go off. You know yourself, it will affect everything. So we have to tag it all the time, and people say, "Oh my god, oh my god," and
Yeah. So we wanted to avoid as much of that as we could. So Staticom is a closed circuit system. Nothing is put into it except white noise. The white noise is filtered with a variety of components, and I'm going to say this correctly because somebody corrected me on it before. There's no word banks. AI is in the filtering, but there's nothing creating words from AI. There is no vocal data, not in white noise. The AI is used in removing noise from the background. So AI is in it, but it's not producing speech. There is no speech production whatsoever.
I want it. What do I have to do to get it?
Well, as soon as we can get it verified by science, which we are still trying to do, it's a tough hurdle because most scientists are materialistic or physical scientists, and they don't believe this stuff. So it's a challenge.
And it's crazy, and I find it really annoying and frustrating that when you have a direct, intelligent answer to a question, and you know there's nobody in that room, and it's really no, you make sure it's locked off, nobody's in it, and there's only they keep your numbers small, and you get a direct, intelligent answer to your questions. And science, I think if science agreed to it, well, then we're taking over. We're
hoping, but timing and relevance to the question that was asked. That's how we determine whether the response was significant and relevant due to how fast did it come in and did it answer the question we asked.
Even like when I was doing the audio, somebody was saying my name to get my attention. Even in my home, I have no, the equipment is not available to buy a pump. No, it's not.
No, not yet, I'm afraid. The response to get it is huge. Time will tell. But like I said, we don't, because it was built for research purposes, until we can have it verified that, we're not sure how this is happening, or even the case where they come back and say, you know what, you're not getting what you think you're getting. We want to know because it's being done for research. And if we're wrong, we want to know it.
That's it. I have a question here from Adam. Can they say what AI model, yourselves, was used, as this could have a huge impact on the results due to the data that was used to train the AI model?
Well, there's no AI model. It's a mod that uses an AI network just to remove noise.
Okay. I'm just looking at something that is shared. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. So no, it's not available just yet. And if it is, I'm in first in the line, and I'm not afraid to use my elbows.
We'll be the first.
I'm not afraid to use my elbows. I know. There's another. I'm going to play another clip here. I will. Let me see.
Please work for me. I've unplugged my microphone.
There's another one here. 5 weeks. Do you know that one? You know that one? 5 weeks.
Sure do. Yes. So this was done maybe a month ago.
I'll put this up.
At a haunted location here in Arizona called the Bullion Plaza. We had groups of people all night long coming in to experience it, to ask their own questions as well as us asking questions. And this was in the basement of the building, so that's what you're about to see.
Okie dokie, let's play this. You okay? Are you good to hear, Chris?
I can't hear it yet.
Okay, it's okay. Good. Good. Stay there.
Spirits, do you know my name? Can you say it, Spirits? What's his name? Just his first name, Spirits. What's his first name?
Did you say my name?
What is your name?
Soul.
I think I heard it too.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Spirits, you have a message for Soul?
I can hear it.
Yes. What's the message?
I heard decision.
Sense of humor. Who else has a question? Ask away.
How many of us are in here?
17. One more time, spirits. How many people are in this room?
Anyone pregnant?
Sorry.
Wow.
Wow, that was. And it was saying.
We don't even know if that kid's Soul, because everybody heard the name Soul. She's the only one.
Yeah, nobody knew that was her name, but the fact that they said that, and she's like, did I just hear my name? That, you know, but as we go through these, the whole point of 3.0 was two-way communication so that we could keep conversation going. That was one very tiny example where we were asking for things, they were answering, and that just now continues.
And that 17 is relevant because
That was correct. There were 17 people in that room.
in that sold ticket 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Do you want to hear? Anybody want to hear it one? I'd like to hear it one more time.
I
Is that
want to
all
hear
right?
it one more time because I was sitting there because I was saying it to myself what the person was saying. It's really interesting.
I told you. I told you.
I'll
play-
get this.
Ask questions. Feel free to ask. Spirits, do you know my name? Can you say it, Spirits? What's his name? Just his first name, Spirits. What's his first name?
Did you say my name?
What was your name?
Soul.
I think I heard it too.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
Spirits, do you have a message for Soul? Yes. What's the message?
I heard decision.
Sense of humor. Who else has a question? Ask away.
How many of us are in here?
17. One more time, Spirits. How many people are in this room?
Anyone pregnant?
Sorry.
I was just sorry. Go ahead, Chris. Go on.
I was just going to say, see at the very start,
Aye.
it says Hubert. When you ask its name at the very, very start, it says its name Hubert.
Schubert.
Hubert. Listen to it again. Just play it a wee bit through and then cut it off and you'll see what you
Aye.
need to play through thing. It does say Hubert.
Okay,
It's
okay.
Hubert. It's Schubert. It's something like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
questions,
okay.
feel free to ask. Spirits, do you know my name? Can you say it, Spirits? What's his name? Just his first name, Spirits. What's his first
Tell us when
name?
you can hear.
Did you say my name?
What
Before
was
Soul.
your name?
Soul.
I think I heard it too.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
Before he
Spirits,
says
you have
Soul.
a
Before Soul.
Before Soul, it says Schubert. Schubert. It's either it's the German name. It's like a. I'm trying to think what it is.
Okay.
It's either Hubert or Schubert, but he says it. I've got my headphones turned up to the max, and I've got good ears. I listen to a lot of music and stuff like that, and I do listen to a lot of EVPs and stuff.
Well,
He
bring
either
it
says
to
Schubert or
the EVP
Hubert.
world. I've sent so many EVPs onto Chris. I actually have to send you one from I had last night, Chris. And I don't like telling people what I hear. I even get my daughters to. I'm training my daughters in
Where
audio.
was that place again? Where is that place? Where you're doing that? The
Oh,
place-
Tony. Sorry.
Tony, where is that place that you're doing that?
Oh, that's in Bullion Plaza. Where is that?
Miami, Arizona.
Miami, Arizona.
Right. What was it? What kind of building was it? What was it used for?
It was, believe it or not, it was built in 1923. It operated as a school when there was segregation between white children and others. So it wasn't a real happy place. But today it's a museum, and they allow us to investigate it because of the activity that occurs there.
Yeah, there's a lot of torture.
Yeah, there are a lot of bad things that occurred during that time, 1923 to 1994, I think it ran.
Really?
Yep.
When you go back to the same locations repetitively, because you build a rapport with the people who have been there. So, that's why I do it too, because I build, does it make it sound silly, a relationship or a French? Does it sound silly if I say friendship? Or, there's one particular location I don't do anymore, and I don't miss the building. I miss who's inside the building. That's it. That's it. Do that location.
There is definitely relationships if the building is visited enough times. When we ran the Aho Old Phelps Dodge Hospital for 3.5-4 years, we knew almost every spirit in there. They knew us, and that connection absolutely becomes established.
That's it. I remember doing a show one night, and I didn't do this location for a while, and someone said, do you have an attachment to someone in that building? Not an attachment. Are you attached to someone in the building? And me being me, put on the spot, had a little cry. Like, is that normal? I had a little cry. It wasn't like boo-hoo, but I got emotional because I missed that person that I wanted to not walk away from him. If that makes sense. I don't do the location anymore. That kind of fell through. And that's okay. That is okay. Enjoy it. To the people that have now, I'm not going to say because I'll have to mute my microphone. Live in air. Enjoy it.
Jenny, in 100 years' time, you'll be able to go there and back and visit them.
Oh, gee. Well, listen, I was working there one night, and I was standing in the stairs. And in the museum, the wooden stairs, and I didn't realize I had a splinter. So my DNA is in the woods of that museum. And I hope all you ever get on your audio is Jenny. Jenny. Tell them I said it.
Always Tony Rathman.
Yeah, that's all it ever was, Jenny. And I hope whoever's still there now, you always get my name. Moving on swiftly. Chris knows what I'm talking about.
Oh God, that'll be funny. That.
What's that, Adam? I understand that the Jefferson Hotel calls to me all the time. Oh, you've been there many times, haven't you? Okay. So, like I was saying, Tony and Cherie, that you build a relationship with these people, so you know who you're calling to when you go back, and that's what I love about it. Because you go in, we all respect them. There is some teams out there that are blasé,
right?
Yeah,
blasé. And I worked with a team last week. I liked them. I really liked them. There's just one person that was I just uninvited him to 2 of my upcoming locations because it was an absolute disrespectful arse. Sorry to say. But I just thought, I'm not running a creche.
Right.
I uninvited that one particular person to 2 of my upcoming locations. Respect, manners, come on.
Absolutely. And understandable because, you don't need to put up with that at all.
It's really to have the respect with,
Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely respect. And they were nice. I like the group. I like them. But they need better training. And I worked with them last week. And if you didn't want to listen to me, who's in the field for 18 years, I'm not mentoring you or babysitting you. That you had a full night in the location that you've been to, one for the first time ever, and I've been there for 8 years, but you don't want to listen to me, on your head be it. And I did. Yeah. I dropped them.
I'm going to say it's quite interesting. I watch a lot of stuff on TikTok. See all these ghost hunters on TikTok, and especially on TV now. I absolutely despise it because I can see spirits and stuff like that. I can see them, and I'm going to say right now they don't like it when somebody bursts in through the door and starts shouting and demanding
Absolutely.
demanding.
Right.
And they get really pissed off, and some of them will actually just back away and don't want to talk to you, and
Aye.
then they'll be that used to it. They'll be, oh, here comes the ghost hunters, right? Let's go to the cellar or somewhere like that. Let's just leave this place.
Yeah.
Doing that, you shouldn't do that. It's like teams going to these places and trying to piss them off, so as they get like stuff chucked at them and stuff like that. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea.
It's not how you do it.
No.
It's not how you do it. And they are hunters, where you have researchers and investigators. I know. I said people are going to come for me now. Don't, because I'm not.
Come for me if you want. I've got loads of enemies. When you, I can talk to him on Facebook.
No. I will. I have a few, but it matters respect of the location, of the owner of the location, and no matter what they have done, respect it and don't go in guns blazing and being, as I call them, Billy Big Balls, because I think some of us have been there where even though you haven't said anything or done anything bad, some things happen that will make you realize that this is extremely real. Extremely real. And people think, we'll go in and we'll say this, we say that. I've had experiences that, and we've all had, that makes you still in the core of your chest, what happened? And no matter how much we think we know, we're still dissecting it in our brains. And I know this happened, and I know who was there, and I know I got this, and I know I smelt this, and I know I felt this. Yeah, I always say that, Pomp. I always say that it shakes you to your core to say you are dealing with something here that you cannot see. You have no idea. And when they're annoyed with you and you get that smell, and I've gotten it twice, and it puts me back in, not that I'm ever disrespectful, but it puts me back into reset mode. You think you know, but you don't. Does that make any sense at all?
Of course it does.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense.
It restarts you. It's crazy. I know I talk like my chest gets heavy with it because I'm passionate with it. It's crazy. The spirits are not performing monkeys, so don't treat them like they are.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't like it.
They're people.
They're people.
They are still people, right?
Yeah. I mean, you think about it. I mean, they're probably sitting in their haunted house. There's a haunted house down the road, say it's hypothetically. They're in their living room, but to you, it's an empty house with no furniture. But to them, it's got furniture everywhere, and they're sitting chilling out. And then all of a sudden, this team bursts in through the door, starting shouting at it, it's calling them demons, and they're probably just sitting there.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, in there. Not that I was calling out for that, but listen, you can only advise for so long and so much until they get uninvited to locations. Listen to me.
True though. Very true.
I'm not like I'm 18 years at it. I think almost bloody 19 years.
Yeah,
if I had someone with me and I was starting off like that experienced, I'd say I am hanging off every word you say. If you're legit and you're established, I will want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Never look at it,
I will say this, you got to remember too, especially with TikTok and especially with YouTube too, a lot of smaller teams are really good. Our teams that have been long, like Jenny's team's been along for a long time, and you're really good. I would rather watch like Jenny's team rather than people that have been about for a long time, because I think some of it is a wee bit fake. Some of it, everything's demon. It's look, I'm going to say right now, you're highly unlikely to be
right.
And it's the same with folks saying, "Oh, I'm possessed. That's something possessed." They're not possessed. They're not possessed. I think they get right into it. I think they get right into it that much. They think they're possessed because they want to. Actually, I do think some people go into this wanting to be possessed, but you don't want to be possessed because, believe me, it's a bad road to go down.
No, you don't. Yeah. Agreed.
And you don't know. Look, we had Bishop James Long on a few weeks ago, talking about and I have to say it was interesting. It was interesting. He was and it's very strange for me to say that he was a little bit of a breath of fresh air.
Well, he had Jeffrey Donner's eyeglasses. I mean,
but to hear what he had to say was a little bit of breath of fresh air, I think, and that's me saying that. So if I say that, something's happening.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to ask both of you, what would you say was the best piece of evidence you've got right now? What's the best? What's the creme de la creme? What's the golden egg? What have you got right now? The best one?
Is it like with the EVPs or?
Yeah, are you
actual-
talking audio only or
I'm
anything?
saying, maybe audio only. The best audio only you've got right now, like an intelligence actually having a conversation with you.
Well, we released one called Responses, which it was probably a half-hour conversation. Now we cut it down to a 3 or 4 minute video because no one wants to sit through a half hour. But 3.0 can do some amazing things, and it's still relatively new. It's probably not older than 3.5 months. Yeah. So there's lots of research left to do, but when you can literally communicate back and forth and keep a conversation going, that was the objective for it.
Right.
Well, not only that, you're our best, but we also, when we do investigate, we also captured the very first time the shadow figure. And this is when we were operating the Phelps Dodge Hospital for 3 or 4 years. Tony captured a 3D
shadow figure. Walks away from the wall, walks up to the camera, turns around, walks back, goes into the room it came out of.
No.
And it's a second-story building, so it's not like somebody could have been outside casting a shadow in, unless they were 22 feet tall. Because
footage, you still have that footage.
Is that on your YouTube channel right now? Because I'm on there.
Yes.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, it's on the Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence YouTube page. It's called Shadow Figure.
Right,
What's interesting though, since when we were running the hospital, for 3 or 4 years, we never captured anything.
Well, in photos we captured, but never live DVR where it walks up to the camera, and even when it turns, it's a 3-dimensional shadow. Right. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And it only happens when we found out that the hospital has been sold.
No, we found out after.
Oh no!
That was the last time we ever set foot in it.
And we locked down. We did the lockdown, just the 3 of us, Tony and I, and
my son. Yeah,
Tony's son. So we stayed overnight there.
Yeah, we slept in the hospital to let the cameras run all night long.
Yeah. It's not awful that you just cannot get back into it. That it's just there's so much more to do with it. So much more to do with it, and it's frustrating.
That's Tony's baby, and he was devastated for months and months and months.
It's a no way, no matter what, no way, regardless, that you can ever get back into it. Is it a definite no that you cannot get back into it?
Yeah, I mean, all you can hope is for something similar to occur, but those are 1 in 500,000 chance, or I don't even know what the odds are, but it's captures like that are rare, and we got very lucky.
You guys can check the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've actually posted your YouTube channel link within Jenny's YouTube right now.
Awesome, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm quick. I've been watching all your stuff tonight.
Did you post it on
bed with the headphones on?
Did you post it onto my YouTube?
Yes, it should be. You need to mod me. You need to give me the night of the Spanner of Destiny so as I can.
When you're not busy doing your web page and listen to me, I can make you mod because I need your help.
Yeah, what to do? I'm in the chat. Just do you want me to sign into your profile and post the link? I can do that because I've got access to it.
Listen, your tech.
Right, I'll do that for you here. I'll sign into your account for you. Silly me. Right, I'll blame myself.
Go on, Chris. You're very good.
Just call me Scotty the engineer. So there's your YouTube channel here. Right, go to your YouTube channel.
The two of us are like literally a comedy duo. I swear to God.
Right, there you go. There you go. I've posted it in the chat. There, it's there. It's posted now. I signed into your account.
How did you do that, by the way? How did you
Because
do
I'm
that?
magical. Got the new 15 Pro Max. What terabyte? I can multitask in here. I've got 3 screens open in front of me, an iPad. And 2
Let me see.
iPads.
So I want to play it. So I'd have to go into my YouTube to play it.
That's the channel link. That's the channel.
Oh
link.
yeah, that's
I put the main channel link so as people can go.
Awesome.
And as soon as they click on the link, they can give you a subscribe. And you
Oh,
just
that's
need to
great.
look for it. I'll be watching all your stuff. I'll watch all your stuff through the night.
I have to have a wheel. I'd like to put that video up.
Go ahead.
Do you want to go for it?
Okay.
I love that. I love that clip.
Okay. Can I get into it? Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do it. Now
Yeah, that'll take you to the channel, but if you go to their channel, see visit channel. Videos will be under a video, I take it.
Huh?
What's the title for the video? What's the
Shadow Figures.
Shadow Figures.
Okay. Let me see. And let me see. Shadow figures. I'm stressing out here looking for it.
Just I'll let me do it. I'll find it eventually.
You find it, Chris.
I'm at Becky, Diablo test. I'm still going here.
Chris is the media and I'm the beauty.
I'm the multi-attacking. Shadow Figures, here we go.
Okay.
So I'll copy the link, come out of there, go back to my profile, switch account, back to your account, back to your live, click on the live and post it in the chat for you. Here we go.
Oh. And then can I play it when you go?
Aye, it's the
blind.
There it's
the
there.
blind in the blind.
There it's there.
Yeah,
there it's there. That Shadow Figures. I went and looked.
Okay. Right. So what I'm going to have to do is.
If you click that and screen share that, you should be able to put that up.
Huh?
If you screen share and then click on the link and screen share, that will automatically put it up for them.
Okay, leave that with me. Screen share. Okay.
I would do it, but I'm using an iPad. I don't know what will happen.
Is this
I don't like screen sharing, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, go to the page and then click on the link that I gave you. That's in the chat. If you click on the link, it's called Shadow Figures.
Oh, here? No,
just the link. The second link.
The YouTube link.
Yes. Is the second YouTube link that I put in the chat is the Shadow Figures.
Ends with ZF1Z, I think it says.
Okay, am I doing this wrong completely? Am I?
It's the link in the chat is what you're looking for.
Right. Okay.
It's called Shadow Figures. It's got 208 views. It was about 3 years ago. Yeah, right. That's it there. Because I'm watching it now on my phone as I'm watching.
Are you? So I'm
watching it now.
Okay, let me see.
Watching it now. Multitasking here.
Okay, I'm arsing this.
Not the first one that I posted. That's their channel. The second one.
That's what I'm pressing.
I can see what you mean. I'll tell you something new. That's a good catch. That I'm watching it right now on my phone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit.
Right. See the plus sign. The plus sign underneath the screen. Click on that. Share your screen. Click on the link in the chat, and it'll take you straight there. I can't do it because I'm using an iPad. Well, I don't know what would happen if I tried it.
That's what I'm doing. See, is this what I'm doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What you need is
I have no idea what I'm doing here. This is why
see that screen you've got up there.
Yes.
Scroll down it. Click on the video section. Scroll down it where it says Shadow Figures. Keep going. It's not that far down. Keep going.
This?
Nope, not that one. Nope.
Go to the top. Go to the top. Right. Go to the top. Right. See at the very top it says videos, lives, and click on videos.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Right. Now click down there where it says Shadow Figures 3 years ago. Just keep going. Keep going.
Should be all the way on the. Yeah, all the way.
Okay.
It's 3 years.
Oh, right. Okay, so we're 3 years here.
It's an empty hallway, so keep going, and it'll say Shadow Figures.
Oh, here we go. Got it.
Yep.
There you go. What did you do with it, man?
Oh, it's been a long day, I tell you. Let me see. Can we see it now? Can we see it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'll play it right here. We got there in the end. Okay.
There you go.
Now this is about 5 minutes to 6 in the morning. We are still asleep. You can see us on the cameras because we had a camera in the room we were sleeping in. And this was happening while we were still asleep.
You can see also the disturbance.
Camera,
Yeah. No way. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to mute myself because the language is gonna come out of my mouth. Holy bejesus.
Look at that.
Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
And it's so dark that you can see the whole hallway darken.
Oh yeah.
And even the door on the bottom of the door, it blackens too.
Do you care what that looks like? Again, this has got to sound mad.
Wow.
Do you care what that looks like? It looks like somebody's like looking down with their hands, clasping their hands, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
As if it's like it's maybe an elderly patient, or it's like a patient.
There's actually more than one at the end. You'll see one go across from one room to the other and one follow it.
Yeah.
Then I saw it before he came out. I thought I seen one walking over.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the end. I don't know where you're at in the video, but
one minute. Okay, so this person walked out and now has walked back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
He's back out. Okay, I can see two of them. Well, that's
That's a damn good catch, that.
it takes a lot for me to be quiet. I haven't said a word apart from holy Jesus.
Mm-hmm. That's really good.
That was
14 years of being an investigators, or 15 years. That is our first.
that was probably one of our
Capture.
best captures there.
I don't know why I want to say this, but it's like an old man with his hands clasped, looking down. And he's in, what do you call those gowns that they wear in the hospital? They've got a name. The gowns, the blue ones.
Yeah.
You get them in green tape, but it's as if he's looking down and he's just like walking along.
Yeah.
That's what
Could be a doctor or whatever.
Could be the janitor for all we know. But yeah, and a lot of people said it looks like he's got some kind of limp. I saw it in the comments again too. But yeah, we agree.
That's creepy.
That
Really
was
good at the
creme de la creme.
That's an intermission.
You're right. Oh my gosh.
So there you go, everybody. Go out and give them a subscribe, everybody.
Absolutely. How that hasn't blown up, I do not know. And it frustrates me so much.
I'll share it in my YouTube after. I'll share it in my YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Me too. I definitely will. And that was just amazing. It's crazy.
Tried to debunk it or looked at it.
I'm going to watch all your videos after. Binge watch. To 3 o'clock in the morning. To the witching hour.
That was just.
Yeah.
Martin is saying, was there any EVPs caught that night?
Oh, we were up to about 3 in the morning. We went to bed about 3 in the morning and slept till like 8. That was caught at 5 minutes to 6 in the morning.
There's a lot of videos on that day.
Phelps Dodge,
That Phelps Dodge. You guys can watch it. There's EVPs and you can hear all the voices while we were sleeping because we have a 24 hours running DVR. So you guys can watch it.
That's it. Pumper saying that now I know what I'm doing tonight. I've been watching all of
Have you
them.
guys got a TikTok? Have you got a TikTok?
You have what?
Do you have a TikTok account?
No, I
You need to
don't.
get a TikTok account and cut that into a wee, maybe a 2-minute clipping, and then put it on. You'll get thousands of views for that. You just set a TikTok account. Honestly, you want to do that.
But you'll have all the experts that sit at home watching TV telling you what it is.
That's a
Seriously,
light
that-
flash.
Yeah.
A car's going up a hill on the left-hand side of the road, outside.
Okay, Noreen, I'm going to pull up the link of the YouTube channel.
Do you want me to put it in the chat again? Or do you, it should still be there. It's the first
Have
one.
it here. This is the YouTube link, Noreen. That is the YouTube link. Now there is. Let me see a few questions here. Good evening, Martin. How are you? Anybody that has been involved with Sam and Colby is ridiculous and the paranormal to me. Fake YouTube celebs with that garbage. I know someone that worked with them and he is ridiculous. But hey, we're going to put that in the pocket for now. They aren't paranormal. They are fly-by-night YouTube joke celebrities. And that's what, that's what they do. And that's what.
Wait, Jen, did you say something? Somebody said something about Sam and Colby?
Just here. Yes, Jason Wilkinson. Anybody?
Well, Jason, I was on Sam and Colby, so I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. It's always good to take younger kids, even if they're not doing it correctly, and maybe be able to educate them on things that are actually working and from people that have done it for years.
Yeah.
That's it. And they listen and they ego and they want to learn. That's good. But one's going around screaming, everything is a demon, everything is a demon, everything is a demon.
Right.
You just really can't, I've tried. And I would try, I would like to try again with them if they wanted to. I don't really have to, but I'd like to try again with them. They don't need me. And I wouldn't even think of any way like that. But I think conversations were had that he's taken everything on board. Hiya, Bella's Spooky Tales on TikTok. How are you? Elsa, my daughter's watching. Elsa, are you here? I need you for a second, Elsa. Let me see what else. Pump was asking about that video. Has anybody tried to debunk it or looked at it?
I posted it again.
Yeah, and lots of people have looked at it.
Medium debunked it.
Yeah, who wasn't there, not even in this country. But anyway, regardless of who looks at it, what their conclusions are, unless you're there, unless you experienced it for yourself, it's hard to take any video and say whether it's legit or not if you hadn't spent 4 years there, if you hadn't understood the layout, that it was on the second story, that we are on the camera still sleeping. You can see we're still asleep when this occurred.
Right. Yeah.
But, and everyone's going to have their own opinion. You've got people that believe everything they see. You've got people that don't believe anything they see, and everything in between. So
We cannot make them.
we stop trying to convince anybody of anything. We will show you what we've captured. What you do with it is up to you.
Absolutely.
I think it's real. I think it's 100% real. It looks amazing. It really is amazing.
See, I always say those who know, and those who want to debunk everything don't. Why bother doing it? Why bother doing it? Because
I know. I mean, if you capture something that is so good, and people will try to say something. Oh, that's fake. That's I mean. Yeah. What are we going to gain with that? We don't. So we're just sharing whatever we capture.
Yeah, there's no point in putting something up that is not legit. And like you, like I, like Chris, any way we work.
Exactly.
Hours, money, time, traveling.
I'm just going to go to your Facebook, Jenny, and post that link for you.
Thank you. You could investigate for 12 hours, and I have done investigate for the weekend in the same location, and you could get 4 or 5 EVPs, and that is it. No video, picture, personal experiences, yes.
Yes.
But you can get 4 or 5 EVPs and audio work, and that is it. Mm-hmm. That is it. And I used to put them up on my page, on my Emerald Isle page, but I kind of don't really anymore. But if I find some of them good and I'd like people's opinions, I will put them up. I was where was this now? Pub was saying, here we go. Pub was saying, send it to Kenny Biddle and see what he's got to say. Do you know Kenny Biddle?
We do. Go for it.
Who's Kennedy?
I've never heard of that name.
He works for NSPR. He debunks everything.
I tell you, I sent him over the creme de la creme of the most best one of a whole library of residual piece of audio, and it was mind blowing. Even Nando was saying, Chris, that is one of the best audio he's ever heard, and he was like, nope, can't hear anything. This is about 2 or 3 minutes long. It's residual, but it is I mean, I know what time it was, what day it was, and when the audio was picked back up, and nobody has keys to that location.
You've got to remember now that fear sells. So what people want now, especially the younger generation, they want to see like demonic entities chasing you down the hall and stuff, which is not going to happen.
No.
But that's what they want. And that's the trouble with the world we're in today.
Well, that's it. And I know. So I don't have to, not go to bed and not sleep because they don't believe me what I've heard, and what I believe is what I know, my truth. So I still sleep, but they don't have to. And I know Kenny. I was on a show one time, a long time ago. Let me see, Martin. Trouble is that media is aimed at young kids to get the like or hits in that form. It does the damage, the integrity of the real clips, right?
True.
Yep.
True.
Right, and I wants to run from demons. Well, we travel, we spend a lot of money, we put a lot of work and hours and integrity into our work. And I used to fret about it many years ago. I used to, but it's real, listen to me, it's real. And now it's kind of like, well, okie dokie. I'm not.
Was that comment there? Was it the Crow did the debunkers, we YouTubers? Oh, see that, Rahman? See if I hear that one more time. See if I hear about the Rahman just one more time. Everybody sends me messages every single day. Oh, you should see the Rahman. See that? Look.
Yeah. I heard a lot about the Ram's Inn. The Ram's Inn is in the UK. I've heard a lot about it. This is so true, Pump. Only fakers get evidence week in, week out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yep.
that's it. We go out like once a month, or when we go out for a weekend or something like that. And I work with some amazing teams, and we work hard. We play hard, and we go through all the work. I know the guys I was with last week, they got some great audio as well, really great audio. I'm still going through mine. Right? Shall we have another video?
Yes.
Please.
Let's have another video. I know. Okie dokie. Let me see. I like this one. Staticom 3.0 responses. And
that's a good one.
yeah, I like this one here. You ready, Chris?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. My iPad's working.
Okay. I'm gonna move this outside.
Rathman, I heard you say Rathman. Yes. What did you want to say to Roger? It's Tony. Spirits, can you hear me? Yes, okay. That was a loud voice that just answered. What's your name? That's a strange name. How many spirits are here with us right now? A lot? A lot, yeah, that's what I thought you said. Because there's so many of you, is that why all the background chatter? They're talking? Do you have any messages for us? Rathman, I heard that. Because there's so many of you, is that why all the background?
What's going on here?
That's having a conversation. See, if I had that in my house, I would have nobody over in my house. I wouldn't.
I've lost sound on my iPad and my phone.
I thought I could hear a playback with you, Chris.
No, I've not got any sound whatsoever. Even on my iPhone that's on YouTube.
Plug it out. Plug it out. Aye. Pompous saying here, I think it was Joe Vitali, I think, that said in reality, you need to investigate the same location over a year to come up with anything definite. What's the word I can't say? That's the one. Which you clearly have done. Right?
True.
Who's Rathman?
What?
That's us. We're the Rathmans.
And your surname is I haven't heard that before until I met you. I have never heard. Is it a common surname? Rathman? Yeah.
I don't know if it's common, but it's there's a handful of them out there.
That's I like that. This one, Martin, been in investigation for over 30 years, and I'm a sensitive. I know what's there, so I believe what I know and sense only use equipment for the viewers to get involved. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Who's Rathman? Tony Rathman. Tony Rathman. This is Tony and Cherie Rathman. Oh, apologies. That's okay.
No worries. No worries.
I did actually look. This is what I should have put up earlier. Sorry. This is them. Let me see. Where's Chris? This is Chris back. Chris probably jumped in there and I didn't see him. There you are. How's it going?
Very strange. My phone will play the volume on YouTube.
Is it not working?
No. And same with the iPad. It started working now, but I've got a lot of weird
I
stuff
told you
happening
to
the day.
change to Android.
Right.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like I've had a lot of kind of spiritual things happen today.
You're busy. You never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Chris,
I
never
think
stop.
the spirits are annoying me. It works now. But that's why I keep burning Palo Santo with, because they're all around about me. I can feel them.
I must play that video at one point, the one I was doing a show before. There was a time I was up in the north of Ireland. No, iPhones rock.
I see. It's weird. It's weird. It's working.
I like
if you're used to them and understand them, then yeah, Android's probably a pain. But if on the reverse, I mean, I prefer Android just because I know it inside out and backwards.
I have both.
Yeah, and every time you hand me the iPhone, I'm like, how do I change this? What do I hit?
I prefer the Android. That's what I prefer. That. I was going to say. I don't know. I was going to say that. Oh, I'm watching TikTok on my daughter's iPad, and I've just seen that she wasn't following me, so I just pressed a button, and now she's following me on TikTok.
Oh.
She wasn't following me, so I just made her follow me now. She'll probably unfollow me. Let me see. There's one here. 67 years.
Okay.
67 years.
Not
Okay.
your spirits, the people here. All right, let me ask you one more question before we do that. 10, 12, Spirits, how many people are in this room right now? Loud and clear, please. How many people are in this room? 10. No? There's two behind me.
What was this basement used for originally?
I'm not sure what I heard there. I'm not going to repeat it, but. And there's times we'll ask questions where they're fighting with each other, going, "Don't answer that. You can't tell them that." Who else has a question?
I do.
Go ahead.
Did anyone go to school here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that question, Spirits. How many years was this a school?
it started.
Oh, did I that was me,
Maybe
sorry.
what's wrong.
No, that was the end.
That's the end.
That's the end.
Oh, is that the end? Oh, sorry. Sorry,
If
my
I
love.
mute my mic, I can hear it.
Could you hear it?
If I mute my mic.
Okay. Okay, will I play it one more time for you? Mute your mic.
Sure. Not you, spirits, the people here. All right, let me ask you one more question before we do that. 10, 12, Spirits, how many people are in this room right now? Loud and clear, please. How many people are in this room? 10. No? There's two behind me.
What was this basement used for originally?
I'm not sure what I heard there. I'm not going to repeat it, but. And there's times we'll ask questions where they're fighting with each other, going, "Don't answer that. You can't tell them that." Who else has a question?
I do.
Go ahead.
Did anyone go to school here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that question, spirits. How many years was this a school?
67.
That's interesting. Huh?
Actually, though, I did look that up. It's a couple years off. It was operational 1923 to 1994, so it's more like 71. But they were close.
Hey, it's literally like what you were saying earlier on, Tony. People go on investigations and do the playback when they get home,
right?
And then you're saying, "Oh my God, I should have asked that question. They answered my question, and now it's too late to reply back to them because I've left and I've gone home."
Correct.
And you're probably frustrated because they answered you and
you don't know it until hours later or days later, and you're no longer there. Right. This allows for that communication to be two-way and continue.
That's it. And I know, because I know when I was doing it, I was kind of doing that when I started off. And now when I do the investigations, I will do a 10-minute call out, and then I will sit down and do a playback. And I'll do that for a while so I can, it's not going to take longer than 10 minutes for them to reply back to me. It might not, but I'll always do a playback. So I'll sit down or I leave the recorder running. And then when I'm sitting down for a coffee, we're all taking a break. Then I'll listen to it with my headphones and then get back to it, if that makes sense. Or we'll just do a 5-minute by 10-minute call out playback immediately. So then we can respond back to them. But yours is much easier. Yours is so much easier.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a question here. We have, can I ask, do you think there's a difference between American spirits and English spirits or any other country due to the age of the history of the countries?
My answer to that would be no. But we had to, when we started getting responses, even back with DRV, we had to take a serious step back and reevaluate what we thought, not only life here on the 3D planet when we're human, but what we also thought the afterlife was, how it worked. And we literally adopted a philosophical position called analytic idealism, which basically says that the universe is derived from universal consciousness. All life and experiences are mental, meaning you can't have an experience outside of your own human senses. It is subjective only to you. And you can't experience life through somebody else's shoes, through their senses or anything else. We believe that every person on the planet and probably in the entire universe are of the same fractal portion of universal consciousness. We believe that information is passed back and forth from universal consciousness to you on Earth as a fractal portion of it. And that is how the spirits communicate through Staticom. We believe that is how mediums and psychics work, that they're just more porous to get that information, but that connection is still there. We believe that everything that happens to you while you live gets passed back, and when you pass, you return to universal consciousness.
Yeah.
If there is truly one mind, one universal consciousness that we are all part of, it's the only way a true universal mind could expand and grow is by all the experiences of individuals. And the other concern is that if life is subjective only to you, it has no meaning. The only true meaning would come from every other person interacting with an experience to have their subjective opinion on what they saw, what they felt, how it made them feel. That's the only way meaning gets applied to subjective experience.
Right.
So that is how we believe life works. That is how we believe growth of universal consciousness grows, which then expands universes, galaxies, and everything out there. But that life, we are here on the 3D world, we are confined to our 5 senses, and everything is subjective to us and to us alone. And that information, that learning gets passed back. So somebody with an older history, people always say, you're talking to a spirit from the 1800s and you're using a digital recorder. They're not even going to know what that is. Right. Well, the concept of universal consciousness, where it's all one, all shared knowledge, they would know exactly everything you know and probably a lot more.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I agree with that.
Right. I knew. Yeah, I knew you would, Chris.
I mean, that day I walk with the spirits, right? I'll admit that day talk to them and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
There's things that will not tell you. They'll not tell you when you're going to die and stuff like that. There's no point asking them that, 'cause they'll just downright refuse to answer you. But they have told me that when you go back, it's like you have to download. It's like you have to. It's like it's just like the life review, basically. So you go back, and it's like an instant, but to you it's quite a while. So you're experiencing what people did to you, but you're getting to feel how it was when you did something bad to them. But they're also you're feeling different. They're feeling different. You're feeling, but you're doing, and then after that you just come back again if you want. Or it depends, because some spirits have not crossed. That's the thing. Some spirits decide not to go over.
Can you be like you were saying, Chris? If you were reincarnated again, you're going to throw the book at someone. Like we were talking to Bishop Long, and he was saying, no, well, there's no point. But
so, don't get me started in religion. Don't.
I've actually kind of, I was always feisty with religion, but I think I've calmed down, and I don't like it. I don't like that I've calmed down, but I really do. I'm normally feisty, but I have a lot of opinions, but I kind of tend to kind of calm it down a wee bit. There was a time when I was up in the north of Ireland in a place called Shane's Castle. It was ruins, and it was all tunnels underneath the ground, all tunnels for miles. And Games of Thrones used to film in there, and so on and so on. And I never watched that show. But myself and my friend were late up to location, and everyone else was under the tunnels investigating. They were there for about an hour and a half. Myself and my friend were sitting in the car. We got out to leave a little note under the door of the canteen where we would have our coffee breaks and so on. And then we'd go back into a car. Outside is an outbuilding of the toilets. So you have the male toilets here and the female toilets there, and then you have the spotlight. We're sitting there. I have been doing this location for about 9 years consecutively, every single month consecutively. Roger. Oh, hi, Roger. Every single month consecutively. It's an amazing location, but I didn't have my cameras or anything working because I didn't have any cameras at the time. And I had seen a solid black figure. Solid black. You could see the side profile, the head, the nose, the chin, the neck, the shoulders, right down, solid black. I'm sitting in the car, but I'm looking at obviously the window, and I just seen him going by. So I seen him going by, and I said nothing, and I kind of registered it a little bit. My friend said a few seconds later, "Oh my God, did you just see that?" And I said, "What did you see?" And she said, "I seen a leg, waist and legs walking by." So we didn't have anything there to film it. But at the time, our team founder was like, yeah, it happens, and didn't believe us. So he was a very bad founder. He didn't believe us. And I always think people say something, get an experience, listen. Let's go to that area where you've been. Let's go to the area where you got something. Bless you. Let's go where where you got that, and we'll work on it. I'm just looking at comments here. Thanks for keeping the company here. I've been trying to get green Sharpie off a 3-year-old. No way. I'm trying to get green Sharpie off a 3-year-old. That's so
the
funny.
joy of children.
Yeah. Well, my eye makeup remover. That's so funny. Okay, I want to see more videos. Right. Let me see. Okay, so we have Sinner.
How many of you talking right now, or how many spirits talking right now?
Do any of you have a message for us?
Spirits, if you can hear us and understand us, say Rathman.
Tony Rathman.
Can we get your name?
Tony Rathman.
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Jeremy, did you have a family?
Yeah.
Were you married? What was your wife's name?
Catherine.
Is Catherine with you?
Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you guys know that you're dead? Or do you know you're dead?
No. What did you do here when you were here, where we are? What did you do? What was your job?
Sinner.
That's interesting.
So we thought that was an interesting response.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, and the gentleman who posted, "Hey, I'm in this one." Yeah, that's Roger sitting on the left.
Hi, Roger. On his phone. Roger, are you on your phone? I'm just reading. This has been great evidence. Really good. Thanks for sharing. You're so welcome, Care Bear. I'm delighted you're here. Is it phenomenon? And I think you should be everywhere. I think you should travel. I think you should come to Ireland.
I think we should too.
Yes. To come to Leap Castle with that, I'm not kidding you. Oh my goodness. That it would be amazing if you did. So freaking clear. Now we thought that might have been Singer too.
We thought that was Roger. Yes, you're exactly right, Roger. We went over that and over that to get the pronunciation. I voice printed it against saying singer and sinner, and it was closer to sinner than singer. But Roger's right. We were just having discrepancy as to what word was said.
So go ahead.
On you go.
No, go ahead.
It was quite interesting how it says one of the spirits says, "Keep me out of this." It's
right.
Like, yeah.
And there are so many captures that we get that just the most bizarre things come through. But even when they're bizarre, like "keep me out of this," they're still relevant to either the conversation or the question. There is nothing that comes through that's just completely off base to anything being said. It's always relevant.
right? It's not random words, random this, random that makes no sense, because I remember when I was in location last week and one of the ladies were doing essays, and she was everything was just coming out, and I just said, right, stop. I said, I've been here now for 8 years. So you'll get one person saying, no, is it you? F this, F that, F this. And I'm like, is that how this is why is that how you're conducting your investigation? Okay. And I'm just sitting there like this. I was invited, so I'm just sitting here like this. You take it away. This is your night, not mine. Take it away. And when this lady was doing the essays and random stuff was coming out that meant nothing, and I said, right, let's just bring it down and take it back a bit. Say something that I will understand, or I'm just not going to speak with you. Say something that I can talk back to you with. I have everything on audio, and I said, make sense to me. Otherwise, I have your random words to me, and I said, and I don't want to talk to you if you're going to throw stuff at me that someone's going to build up into something that's not really happening or there, and I'm just kind of like, I could be home in my bed. Yeah. So let's stop. Let's stop with the demons. Let's stop with Tom, Dick, and Harry from another location in a different country. That's not in this castle in Ireland. Stop. Breathe. Stop running. Stop. And I was ready to open the wine. I was so open the wine. Seriously, I was so ready to open it. And so that's what I said. Let's just give me something. Give me something that makes sense. Give me something. It did early in the morning time. My recorder, unfortunately, I was done at that stage. My recorder was off, and you never turn a recorder off until you leave the location.
True.
And you think I know that, but I think I was burnt out at that stage, that I was just packing up to go. But this is conversation. It's I love it. I have to say, I love it constantly. Oh yes, yeah. Sorry, tired eye, so failing. So it's like pareidolia for the ears. Yeah. I was saying before, I remember when I was listening to audio, and it was like the word was phenomenon. No, I always say that. Someone else had gotten like, I'm going down to the shops. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you get that from one? And I'm doing audio for years, but even I get it.
I blame Dave Schrader for that. I'm going to blame Dave Schrader for me singing, because he used to do that in his darkness show. Every time we went Phenomenon, his partner used to sing the song. Chris, it was a Care Bear. Found it interesting when you said you thought they were older or elderly. This is from the home. And this is from Tony and Cherie. This is from your home.
Yes.
The one we just watched? No.
Oh, it's in Karen's.
Okay. Okay. And you know, in all of our homes, well, I know in mine and yours, and other homes, that it's always active. Always active. In this house, there's a man here, but he doesn't do anything.
The lady that sit next with Tony, or in between us, that's Karen. That's her house.
Wow. Okay.
She is sensitive, and there's a lot going on in her house. I also experienced, I saw a shadow figure in her house.
It's crazy. And I'm going to ask you the famous question. Orbs.
Orbs?
Yes. I know. What do you think of orbs?
Well, it depends on who's capturing it, what it looks like, and what happens. 90% of
go ahead.
what we see shown is dust. How do we know that? Well, because you're filming in the dark, you've got either a regular light or an IR light. Dust close to the lens is going to sparkle off that light, looks like it's glowing. But the other thing to take a look at is that the easiest shape for energy to take, whether that's natural energy or paranormal energy, is round. That is the preferred natural shape for it to form in. Okay. Have I seen things that say to me, okay, that's not dust. Right. That is not a spider crawling on a web. That is not a half. But 90% of what people show is dust. And I remember taking pillows and blankets and shaking them in front of a camera to show people this is dust.
I remember when we were so new to this field.
That was the same hotel, and I couldn't have been weeks into it.
Right. We're so new. And then so I love recording. I love video. That's my job every time we do investigations. So we posted, I said, oh my gosh, look at this. There's so many orbs. We posted it on our YouTube channel. And then later on, years goes by as we learn,
right?
Like, oh, crap. That's
just dust. But that was 14 and a half years ago.
I know.
So embarrassing.
Oh, we've all done it. We've all done it. I went to a concert in Dublin, and I was sitting in the stadium, and I took a picture. Well, let me tell you, and I was like, "Oh my God, look at all the!" I mean, you couldn't get a space in between all of them, and you have thousands in this stadium in Dublin, and so you're going to get, clothes, cloth, tiny particles. You can't see with the naked eye.
No.
Camera did, and it would look like the orbs were kind of joining in with the concert. There was millions of them. I'm like, oh my God, there's a lot of dead people in here.
Especially when that dust getting closer to the lens, it goes bigger and bigger, and you're like,
you can't spatially tell from watching the video back how close it is to the lens. And people will show things and it looks like it's coming out of a doorway in the room, but in fact, it's probably an eighth to a fourth of an inch from the lens and hasn't moved from that direction.
But I have one picture I captured. I don't know if it's really an orb, but there's energy on the edges of the
yeah, that one was good.
And it has a face.
Yeah, it did.
I like the face. You see, some of them, I know someone was on location before and they had seen it in front of them, but I was not there. I'd like to be there. It wasn't captured. So it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I know when I was in my bedroom a few years ago, my daughter who's 21 now, but I'd say she was about 18, 19, maybe 18 when this happened. It was November. It was dark. My curtains were opened. I'm moving my room around a wee bit. Now, my daughter's 21 and she's special needs. So I know, when you know your children, you don't lie to an Irish mother. We will smell it from you. We will smell it. You know it before you say it. Don't lie. I was young once. I know how it works.
Yeah.
So, my daughter, who's now 21, I think she was 18, 19 at the time, and she has special needs, but she's like you and I. She's verbal, she's mobile, she's everything. It's intellectually. So, right. And she is funny, smart, beautiful. My daughter, crazy. I teach them well. But she was very serious when she said to me, Mom, something black went across your wall. And I know there's someone in my home. I know it. I have them on audio. Twice I have them on audio. I know I sent one over to you before, and it's kind of, I know when I was on the show on a panel one night and my face like smiling, and then I go, and I went to say to someone but I didn't say it. But my daughter had seen something black, a black ball across my bedroom wall. And I'm being me. Is it a fly? It's November. Is it a fly? And I said, how big is it? And she said, it was a bit this big, something like that, this big, something like that. And I said, no bees. Is it a fly? Were you tired? Going through everything. Right. And if I ask her again today, she will tell me exactly the same thing, how fast it was going. It wasn't like a fly. It wasn't slowly. It was just kind of like going across. And she said, Mommy, it was a round black ball going across. Now, I looked up colors of orbs just, to entertain myself. Mm-hmm. And I kind of went, oh, shit. It was kind of like made sense to what I know who's in my home. It's an unsettled spirit. And I know this because I know this.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I'll tell you in private how I know it. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I mean, have they ever done you any harm? Okay, I mean, I've got them in my house. I've got them ordering about me the now. I can feel them ordering about me. At night, I see folks sitting at the bottom of my bed.
Well, listen, I have 5 dogs, and I think they're all broken, and 3 cats.
I've had some amazing conversations at 3:30 in the morning with people that have been dead for years.
Oh, no, I'm laughing at Roger here. I've told you to go to Ireland. Pack me in your bags. Roger, come on over. Come on over. There you go, Chris. You can start singing there now. Roger saying, Cherie and I have seen very similar shadow movements there.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing when you capture it a few times? The same in Redwood Castle Saturday a week ago. And I'd seen the shadows at a particular time of the night. And I didn't go, oh my God. I kind of felt like, oh, wow. I'm glad this happened because it wasn't a one-off that it happened again. And I was kind of like, one of the guys was sitting upstairs in one of the rooms in the bed, and I said, if you can see me, and the guy could hear me upstairs, and I said, if you can, and we were sitting downstairs, and I'm saying, if you can see me, can you touch X, Y, Z? And I wouldn't say where, I would point. So I'm not saying the word, and if they say upstairs, my left shoulder was touched, that I don't say where they're going to be touched. I'm like, if you can see me and you can hear me, can you touch the person's name here or here? But I never say, I just point to where I ask them to touch. It happened a little bit. It was the opposite side where it happened, but it happened. And I'm thinking maybe their left and right is, wherever, which way this person was sitting and so on. But it did happen. And that was like one of the creme de la creme happened in Lep Castle as well. When I was downstairs, we went in the same room and we radio, but I put him on mute. And I said, if you're upstairs with X, Y, Z, well, I always say X, Y, Z, can you touch him on the left leg? So I unmute him. This is all on video. So there's camera on me and a camera on him. So, and then you'll see about 2, 3, 4 minutes later, and he moves his leg and he radios to me, goes, Jenny, I've just been touched on my leg. You'll hear me saying, oh, which leg? And he said, my left leg. And that's exactly what I asked. And it was just, and we're in Lep Castle. So he's 2 floors up, 3 floors up, and I'm at the bottom floor. So I don't know, things like that. I don't know. There's a lot of voices in my house. There's a child in my house, which I didn't know was in my house, but hello. Oh, stop it. My real name is Karen. Oh, Care Bear. I keep calling you Care Bear. That's what I'm saying.
I call Care Bear all the time. I know her name's Care
Bear. I know. Let me see. To be honest, on film, it's insect or dust most of the time. If you see it for yourself, a little different. That's true. And I know one person said to me, you did. One person, a very good friend of mine, an old friend of mine said, Jenny, I seen an orb. I think it's my granny. Well, here comes out the cushion and the phone and the light and the torch. And I'm like, see, it's lovely, lovely. And I'd go like on the cushion. And then your granny's everywhere. I'm not mocking, but I'm like, and that's now I've learned how to be more subtle with it.
Saying that though, I've seen orbs outside.
Yes.
There's an old 12th century graveyard down the road for me, and I was in there one night, and it was about 12 o'clock at night, and I seen an orb, and it was blue, and it was just floating between the headstones.
You seen that? Now, to me, I'd be saying, now, what time of the day?
I wondered what it was at first. I thought it was maybe a cat, and it was one of its eyes was kind of glowing, because you know how you get that kind of weird effect.
Yeah, cat's eyes.
But then I looked at it, and I was just sitting there, and I could see it, and it was like, and it stopped. It's as if it seen me, and I see that, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, it was in amongst the headstones. It was amongst the headstones, and it was quite off the ground. It was a good 5 feet off the ground, so it could have been like a rabbit or a mouse or anything like that, jumping from the stones to stones. Because then you would see it going like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
I've seen the orbs outside, but I usually only ever see them in graveyards.
Do you?
Aye. I find it.
I don't really go to them.
To the graveyards.
I don't really go to graveyards.
Have you never seen them outside? I mean, orbs outside. I mean, people will say, but they can't be dust outside. But then again, it depends what time of year it is. It could be a bit of pollen that's floating along, the lights catching it. So this is the thing, you don't know what it could be.
That's it. I'm all tech. I'll go with my tech. Karen, sorry, Karen. I figured out an anomaly. No, I can never say those bloody words. Anomaly. I can never say them. Someone had the Ring camera did something funny because of the dew of the grass, but it made sense seeing the exact effects. I always, at nighttime, I kind of lay in my bed and look at my doorbell camera just to see in case I see anything. Right, Bob. Hello, Bob. Thank you so much for being here. We're almost finished, but you can watch it later on. But thank you for being here. Black, yes, it was Black. I know there's another video I definitely want to watch. Martin, once we were investigating Barrow Gurney Mental Health Hospital on the outskirts of Bristol, UK, and we've seen all 7 of us. And we all seen 7 of us, a white and blue and pink orb about the size of a tennis ball, lasted about 2 minutes. That the size, Martin, was the same size as what my daughter had seen in my bedroom. And she adamant.
That's the place that's in it.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful.
It's a Knights Templars. It's a Knights Templars church because it's got the Knights Templars crosses on it.
Nice.
I'm going to go through it because I know I want to watch another video. Check it out. Yeah, definitely check. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Well, Care Bear is fine in my childhood. Karen, Care Bear. I'm going to call you all of them. The 12th century cemetery. That sounds so amazing. That would blow my mind to see that for myself.
That's nice. It's a very nice, relaxing graveyard to walk through at night.
I'll be in your neck of the woods very soon. On Monday or Tuesday, I'll be in Scotland. I can't wait.
Scotland, look out! Jenny's oh, you go in the big hole.
No, remember, you have your kettle on. You have your kettle on. Karen, when I see strange lights at night, I think of other things. I think other things. I think it's... Oh, listen, there's all of these tubes seen in the skies here in Ireland and UK and so on and so on. And I was going to down the country 2 weeks ago, and I seen the exact same thing. And I thought, am I crazy? Am I seeing the same thing as everyone else is seeing? It's kind of like a tube in the sky without the wings. I don't know about the wings. Right. Hello, puppy. There's 2 more videos that I want to play.
Let's play the videos. Yep.
Okay, there's 2 more. There's Percodan. That's the one.
Yeah, Cherie isn't getting sick, is she? Is Cherie getting sick, spirits? Yes. What should she pick? Who created Staticom?
Now, I didn't react when they said Percodan because I didn't know what Percodan was. I had to look it up. Percodan is a prescription strength medication for pain, only gotten by prescription. But it absolutely would have taken care of, because Cherie kept saying to me, I don't feel good.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't that I just don't feel good. She said, I'm in pain. And for them to come back and to respond when I asked what should she take with a drug that I wasn't even familiar with, didn't know the name, and then when looked it up, that was exactly what it was for. That to me is mind-blowing.
Right. And I was going to ask as well, how old is the drug that would give a time frame of this person? You know, when drugs they're making new drugs and new drugs come out in this certain year when they first come out because they're not around forever. They have a date when they have been put on the market, so to say that the the year or the year that this drug had came out would give a time frame of that person. Does that make sense? Maybe, I don't know.
Well, again, based on what you believe how life works, in our case, no, it wouldn't, because it would. Whenever Percodan came out, it would be. I mean, how many people in the world pass in a day? All that information is going back to universal consciousness. Percodan would have been there.
Okay.
Meaning the information of what Percodan is.
Okay, I'm now going to rabbit hole that. I have to rabbit hole it now. I have to rabbit hole it. Okay, Roger. First market in the 1950s.
He's doing research.
Nice, Roger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roger, that's what I'm talking about. When it was marketed out.
That's what she said.
No, I understood.
Sorry, yeah, that was trying to say that one. When it was marketed out, to give a time frame of when the person who came through with that name, that would the time frame of when they passed.
But here's an interesting fact, right? And this is something I would say. See how you say like everybody will have the knowledge because of people's past.
Oh.
I've heard psychics telling me, I've had psychics and that telling me that
thank you, Martin.
You have to cross over fully to then have that knowledge. What about the spirits that have maybe died in like a house fire in the 17th century, but they did not cross? Or what about the people that were executed by the hangman that did not cross? So in theory, they didn't. If they crossed over, yes, they would have got all the knowledge known to man, right, and everything that happens. But what happens if the ones that didn't cross, the ones that are trapped in your house, the ones that are afraid to cross into the light?
Mm-hmm.
How do they get the knowledge?
Well,
see, this is
if you look at any religion, and I don't care which one you take,
mm-hmm.
there's always a sense that you're all from the same God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say God is universal consciousness.
Yes.
And when I ask spirits what color's my shirt and they say black,
mm-hmm.
how are they getting that information? Well, because I'm thinking it. So that information is passed naturally back and forth. So when you start talking about, well, whether if they don't cross over, whether if they don't go into the light, that information, if you are part of that universal consciousness, you would still have access.
Absolutely.
To it.
I get you now.
That's a good thing. That made me think of many years ago on a different team, which is a good thing that I take to my investigations today, that if they can read our minds. So there was about 5, 6, 7 of us, and we all had a sheet of 5, 6 questions, the same. This was in the vaults. So in the Shane's Castle, in the vaults, it was a long. Tunnels were so low that the graves were above us. It was, oh my goodness! It wasn't. It's. If you're gonna, start off easy, but start off in these tunnels, you're being thrown into the deep end. I could hear me go, like I could hear myself breathing when I first walked into these tunnels, thinking like, you could turn around and touch someone because you cannot see this in front of you. When that torch is off, you're not seeing that. You're not in a room, you're in tunnels beside a man-made lock. Crazy place, crazy. And so we're standing in these vaults and so on, standing in individually and standing facing the wall. And why this experiment was done by you standing in these 30 feet long walls individually by yourself was a stupid thing because it's unsafe. We were naive. We were not stupid, but not brave enough to say something to that person to say this is really stupid. But of course, me and one of the girls were standing in together because we ain't stupid. We know what those tunnels are about. So what the thing was, we were asking questions at the same time in our minds. In our minds, with the recorder running, he goes, question 1. So you're asking questions in your head. So say the question is, can you see me? So we're all syncing our questions with our minds to see if they could read our minds. I never got to know that result because I never did audio back in the day. So it's a thing that I would bring forward and do it. It might nothing will come from it. Nothing might not come from it, if that makes sense.
I think it will. I mean, when we did EVP work, there's times that before I even finished asking the question, the answer showed up on the recorder. Well, how is that possible? Well, we have a clip where I physically asked him, how do you hear me speak? And the answer was, we call it death, energy of the mind. That's the thing. They don't need my vocals. They don't need them at all.
Yeah.
Right. So you just ask with your mind.
Right. It's thought.
Yeah, it's your thoughts. I will be taking that forward as well. There was another question I was going to ask you as well. And of course, Jennifer, with pen and paper, forgets to write it down, because I'm a pen and paper girl, that I have to write things down because I forget them. But I've got to write this one down. Oh, it's going to annoy me now. I'll probably text you at 3 a.m. and say, I remember my question.
It happened to me in the Andrew show. I had something I was going to say and totally forgot.
I know, that's me now. But it was great. It was a fantastic location. I would like to go back again. I know Roisin, she runs that. So I've been friends with Roisin for, my goodness, 20-something years. Holy crap. Hi, Roisin. Love you. I mean it. You know, give me the key so I can go back into it. She'll probably kind of mail me a message now. So there is the last piece of video.
Let's see this.
Yes.
The last piece of video that I have heard a few times. And this one is, I have to say, when I first heard it, and I even commented when I first heard it, I commented saying it was extremely emotional.
Yeah. So this particular video, you're not going to see us. You're not going to, and we'll explain that in a minute. But I had just done that night the last and final upgrade to the 3.0 version that we had been working on. And Cherie got some real unfortunate news about a friend of ours, and I'll let Cherie explain what had occurred before we play this.
Yeah. This person, he's actually in political service. So, and he is also my childhood friend, sweetheart. We used to go to the same school. And then as we grow older, and, you know, crush here, crush there. But anyway, so when Tony and I went to the Philippines, my hometown, my home country, I introduced him to Tony, and he's very such a nice guy. And so that's why this is so heartbreaking for me when I found out is that 2 weeks ago?
2 or 3.
3 weeks ago. And one of our classmates messaged me through Facebook Messenger. And she said that, hey, Lennon is gone. I said, what do you mean gone? He's dead. And then so they sent me the video of the CCTV, the actual how he was
shot and murdered.
And shot
At almost 2 feet, 3 feet.
Yes. And it's just like point blank, very close. And then so when Tony's fixing or upgrading his Staticom, I said, I'm going to take this opportunity and I want to ask.
All right.
It's very fresh because he died Monday and you
found out two or 3 days after.
Yeah, so it's very fresh. So I said, let me take this. I want to take the opportunity to see and, you know.
Yeah.
So we both asked questions. We weren't going to release this, but the responses were so impactful and direct that we thought if we didn't release it now, now we can't verify anything that's being said yet. But if we can turn around and verify it, because Cherie and I have been discussing for a couple of months now, using Staticom for cold cases. So if you play that clip, you'll hear exactly what we heard.
Yeah, I remember listening to it, and I was It was hard to listen to. I'm not going to lie. It was hard to listen to. Okay, here we go.
Yes, he was shot. Lenin, did you know that you were shot? Do you have a message for your family? To your mom? I saw you how they shot you. Or shoot you. Lenin, kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Yes, para mabigyan ka ng hustisya. Kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Just give me the name, Lenin, so I can help you. Did you know how you were killed? Lenin was shot and killed last Monday.
Lenin, do you know who did it or not? Yes. Can you give a name, please? Let's start with first name. What's his first name? Christian. Had a name? Was Christian a name? Was Christian a first or last name? Okay, first name. Do you have a last name?
Is not mind blowing? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the first and last name.
And last name.
right? And I remember you on a show and I was listening to that, and I remember commenting saying it was. I remember commenting saying I was extremely emotional. Oh, it was extremely emotional that you're having this conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only that, when we watch the video and his actual photo after they brought him in the hospital, they sent it to us. So it's really like, heartbreaking.
Yeah, and for people who just listened to that, there were so many comments in there, like the one, he's apart from his money.
Yeah.
If you knew him like we did, and he loved money, he did.
He's very generous.
He was.
He's very generous.
He was, but there isn't a thing in there that doesn't specify him to a T.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hidden messages in there that we clearly understood.
You understand personally, yeah.
But it's just, now, again, can we prove any of this? Not yet. But we thought we're going to release it if information comes back from the Philippines that matches any of that.
Right? Could you imagine? Could you imagine that as a first name, a second name?
Correct. Even Job, I think it said that was his publisher.
Right. Yes. And did he? No, I'm not going to ask you any personal questions if he had anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to ask any of that because of
Seems like pareidolia to me.
No, mistress. I'm going to say, mistress. I'm going to say every time I do, I'm going to say, mistress. I like you watching the show, but every time I do a show, you come up with some negative responses, and I'm not really liking it. So keep respectful, please. Thank you very much.
I mean, I can understand there are people that if you haven't listened to this stuff on a regular basis, it can be a struggle to understand what we're hearing. So I do understand that.
Hey, baby.
But I just want to say here that pareidolia is nothing to do with EVPs. Pareidolia is to do with images.
But you can have air pareidolia where you think
know,
something, but I'm just saying with Mistress, she watches all the time, and I like that she watches. But you have to please, and I know, like Tony and Cherie would do audio 24/7. I would do audio 24/7, not as much as you guys, but I will. I'm doing it tonight. I'm doing it tonight after the show.
I'm in bed to watch other videos.
I know. But I will be doing audio after a show. But like what Roger said, it takes time to get used to what you listen to with Staticom.
It does. Really, it's a learning experience.
Train your ears. Train your ears that you don't get it first time round, but you listen and you bloody listen again and you listen again. And if you think it sounds like something and it matches to your question, and if it doesn't, tag it, get back to it again. That's what I do. Tag it and get back to it. If my ears are tied from that one word that I cannot get, I have to be 100% sure. Oh, no, mistress. No, Kaylee, I'm very, maybe that's me and I need to calm down when it comes to audio because I am that, okay. I'm not
and we totally understand. I mean, I remember the first EVP we ever caught.
We fight.
We had lots of those too over what we thought it said. And the first couple times I heard it, I could tell it didn't sound like what it sounded like when I recorded. Right. I knew something was different, but I couldn't hear the words. It probably took listening to it 20, 30, 40 times before I went, oh my God, there's somebody speaking. And so it absolutely is a training. So no negativity took.
No.
None at all.
Not at all. No, it's just kind of, and I did that. I answered that very wrongly. So I apologize for that. I answered it very wrongly. It's just that I've heard it before and I should apologize for that because I've heard it before. So it's not the first time I'm hearing it. First time for Kaylee hearing that. So I do apologize for that. So, oh gosh, why is my gun on my brain tonight that I'm forgetting what I'm going to say?
I'm going mad.
Yeah, I tell you now.
The spirits.
I tell you, it's a dog distracting me behind me, but it takes training of your ear to understand what we're hearing, and we have to learn it. Okay, Ms. Kaylee, we'll talk to you later. Oh. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you. Roger, there will be times I hear something, one of the group hears something else and come out to find it can be both or neither, and yet the voices are still there. That's what we do. If we hear something and it's similar, but different wording, we'll ask the same question again to see if whatever it matches up to, basically, whatever it matches up to. And yeah, like Nori's saying, that sometimes different people hear different things at different levels, and that's it.
That's so true.
Yeah. Everybody's hearing is different too. I mean, normal hearing is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, but not everybody's hearing, the older you get, stays there. Men can hear lower frequencies better. Women can, as they age, can hear higher frequency better.
As we age. Women, as we age.
I work for a hearing aid company. I know how hearing works. But yes, higher frequencies for women will last longer.
Really?
Men lose higher frequencies quicker.
My mom would say, we come in late from the nightclub and my mother would still be awake. And she'd say, Jenny, I can hear the grass grow. That's what she'd always say. I can hear the grass grow. Mm-hmm. So, I thought it would get worse as we get older, that the hearing is slightly different.
Yeah. It's different because you will lose certain frequencies within the range. Some people, it varies. That's why you do hearing tests, but hearing tests will point out which frequencies you're missing. and then amplify those frequencies for your ears for you to understand. But everybody's different depending on, genetics and everything in between. Right. And, so.
And that's the other thing. I get my ears, my cat's having a zoomy. I get my ears tested. So I go in and get, to Specsavers and get my eyes tested, and there's a free hearing test. So you put the headphones on and these little beeps, and I just kind of like MOT my ears. Is everything okay? But there was another thing that I wanted to do as well, and I kind of said it on a show a few weeks ago, and it was doing sign language on investigations. Do sign language. And so people were saying, how would you do sign language on investigations? You're going to need responses and whatnot. So I was thinking, right, I'm going through that in my mind for about a year or two or something like that. Yes, Noreen, concentration has a part to play too. Absolutely. But so sign language. So say if I call out in sign, because my twin goes to Trinity College and she's training to be a sign language interpreter. My niece, her daughter has the cochlear implant. So I know a little bit of sign. I know the alphabet and sign and whatnot. So if somebody's going to have a conversation with me, it's going to be a very long conversation because I have to spell everything out. If I say something, I listen to my music way too loud. I swear to God, I really do. And I put my Alexa on and I say to my daughter, "Is that the loudest it goes?" And she goes, "Mom, that's really loud." Is it?
Nah, I'm bad for that. I go myself the new Apple Pros, what you call it, the earbuds, and they've got, I don't know if you know about this, man, but it's got like a feature on it you can hear people talking. It's crazy how it works.
Okay.
It's like you could drop a matchstick and it'd be like boom. That's how you can actually hear things. It must work the same way as like a hearing aid, but you can do like a hearing test with it. I did the hearing test with it. I done quite well, and you can upload.
Did you? Did you?
I did. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of classical music, but I also listen to 60s rock music. And I also listen to AC/DC. I mean, I turned that way up. Way up. It's intense. Maybe I have noticed there's something wrong with this ear. I perforated eardrum a few months ago. It's healed, but it's still a wee bit muffled. It's a wee bit weird.
I'm just looking at the question here with Roger. Do you think having tinnitus or other hearing issues may actually help, or that hearing aids may help hear the quieter stuff? Even younger people would have difficulty hearing. I would think yes. This is what I think. You see that piece of equipment? It looks like a satellite. It looks like a satellite, but I can hear my daughters having a conversation. I don't use it, but it has worked. What do you think, Tony and Cherie?
I think the piece of equipment you're talking about is a parabolic mic. Tinnitus is a ringing in the ear.
Yes.
So considering we're talking about, the use we use white noise for Staticom, that background noise can elevate signals of what we believe to be disembodied consciousness speech. So could in the realm of tinnitus possibly be an advantage, or if you had, some sort of white noise sound, or I guess even tinnitus, which is a ringing in the ear, it could actually elevate. Other losses within frequency, I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, I've never really dove into the research behind it. I don't know if you lose one set of frequencies, if your other frequencies increase, like if you lose your sight, your hearing seems to increase to help you survive in your environment. So it's a very good question, Roger, and maybe something we can look into further. But is anything possible? Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
That having hearing issues just changes what you hear. I do believe that because I've heard tinnitus, it's basically your ear compensating for the little hairs being damaged, cause the ringing, so it ups the gain. You never get that random ringing in your ears. It's not constant. I know a friend of mine has it, bad spells of it. Chris, your voice is gone.
My thing muted itself. No, it's like that, and then it changes tone a wee bit.
I was always told when you get that ringing. I was told when you get that ringing in your ear, there's an angel near you. That's just being Irish mammies. Irish mammies have that ringing, there's an angel near you. You're like, oh my God, there's an angel near me. But basically now it's probably good now for investigations. Oh, okay. So my dad couldn't understand me because my voice tone is low. He had hearing aids. Okay. And you know what I did before with Jeremy York from Things Network? This is his idea before, and what we had used on investigations. You know that dog whistle that we cannot hear ourselves, so the frequency of it. So what I did in one location, and it seemed to work. I'm not too sure, but it seemed to. But that's the night we had that phenomenon coming through because I had Jeremy York, Robin Ramsey, and John on the call with me in my location. So I had the dog whistle, and I turned around a 90-degree turn and blowing the whistle. Obviously, we cannot hear it to see if the hertz that the amp of the sound of the dog whistle, you know. I think I did that about 6 years ago. I haven't done it since because we've just been doing other stuff and so on. But it seemed we got really good stuff from that night because John Griffin was talking about water, air, traveling, and he's like very scientifically as well into his work, and that's when I got the word phenomenon. He's talking about air, travel, water, wind, you know, because I always say to them, you know, I get people from America or England when I'm in location. I said, right, I want you to call out like you're here in the room, you know, call out, and they responded to. So it's just like someone being in the room with them. Roger is saying, I have that all the time. I must have tons of.
Stop using Q-tip.
Oh no, that's an Irish mammy thing. But that's it. The very last thing I was going to say about the sign language is if I ask, say, right, you have a piece of equipment on the floor or whatnot. You know, people use K2s. I don't use K2s. I don't. It's there. It's their entertainment. It have to be in the middle of a field. But even then, there's things that can set it off. You know. But if I just say, you know, ring the bell, you know, in sign language. Instead of them to reply back to me, or a yes would be a tap, 2 taps for yes, 2 taps for no's, like that happens anyway, regardless of sign language or not. But even if I didn't call out the question and just say, can you, say go or ed. Go red on the K2. So I won't say it, but I'll spell it out. And see if it goes, like, you know, deafness has been around since the dawn of day, you know, so you just, how they would do sign language to modern sign language, or people who have passed away, who would know sign language. It's just an experiment that's kind of in my head. Puppy?
The dogs are hearing something from beyond the veil.
I don't know. In my personal opinion, I don't know why that wouldn't work, because even as you're doing the different signing, again, you're thinking what you're saying. So that thought process, so it would still work.
Yeah. There's words that I could say that I wouldn't tell other people, and I want them to get it. Or I could have them in a different room, and I would spell out a word. B, C, D, D, O, G.
I mean, we used to have one person in the audience take an envelope, take a piece of paper, write a word on it where no one else could see. Seal it in the envelope. We'd ask Staticom what word was in the envelope, and they would tell us. Because that one person knows, and he's thinking it.
See, and that's another example. Oh, Jennifer's brain is going here tonight.
So is mine. I'm getting tired.
I know your legs, Chris. I know your legs after 2 hours. I know your legs. There was this one time in Lepcastle, I was doing I call it the ITC, when you have the mobile phone and you do the call. Somebody rings me on WhatsApp. We leave that mobile phone and a recorder in a room, and we go to a different room with that other phone. So nobody's in that room. So I am calling out questions. The response we get now, I have to say, the stuff that we have gotten from it is it's a WTF moment. It is a WTF moment. It is my baby. I love it. I just love it. The stuff we've gotten through it was, and I normally mute myself because I just say, it was absolutely one of the best things I have done. So this was on, I was filming for Spooked Ireland in Leap Castle with Chris Fleming. So he used this on the show. And that was on Spooked Ireland and Discovery and Travel and Channel and whatnot. And this piece of audio was used, and I showed it on camera. And I said, very lowly, I'm going to count to 5. And I want you to tell me the missing number. So I would say 1, 2, 4. Through the phone, the man said 5. I'm looking at everyone like, don't ruin it. I screamed, don't ruin it. And then I said, thank you for finishing that off. But what was the missing number? So I'm kind of like, it's all cool, it's all cool. But inside I'm going, I can go home. I can go home now. That was on the show. Another piece of audio that I did for another filming I did a few weeks ago will be aired on October from Leap Castle again. And that is a great one as well. It was a class A that we didn't have to say, what was said? Everyone got it the same thing, what was said. And it was beautifully perfect. And that's from the ITC. When I say ITC, I mean, it's mobile phone. It's a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Somebody rings me, I answer, put it on speaker, put recorder and phone into a room, keep the recorder away from the phone because of interference, and then we go to a different part of the building and call out through the phone. Now, not everyone can sit there and have a conversation. It has to be silent, and everyone must be in the same room. You do not walk, you do not talk. If you move your feet, tag it, because I will give you the death stare. We're not doing that stuff. If I don't do it because I'm doing all the work. So it's not like if I ask a question and someone else asks a question and it's completely different to what I'm asking. Let's keep it on the same thing that I know. Let's keep it on the same thing. Let's keep it with the same story and the same thing that they can understand and so on. It is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is just one of the best things I've ever done, and I will always do it. I think it's just amazing stuff. It is hard to understand. It will be, and it can be, but let me tell you, you will hear a conversation happening in one particular location with 2 males, and they say, "Hey, Jenny," and it's like, I'd like to send it on to you if you would listen to it, and it's not clear like yours. I know the location, whereas I could give you a little bit of a backstory of it, but it matched to what they were saying to me. It matched to what they were saying to me. Sorry, and you never whisper during an investigation. Oh, listen, Cherie, I tell you, we have to investigate together.
She will call you out in a. I don't know how many recordings we have. You will hear her coming from I don't know what room, screaming, "Stop whispering! We're doing EVP."
Yeah, I'm the same. Don't breathe. Don't talk. And if you do whisper, I'm going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing audio. I'm going to ring your phone, and when you answer, I'm going to hang up because I'm up doing audio, and I'm like ears like awakening, and I've fallen asleep on this table many times and woken up.
Everybody's watching this now. Message Jenny exactly at 3 o'clock.
No. Polly, that's it. We are 2.5 hours. We're 2.5 hours, and I know everyone. Listen, I can talk all night.
I know it's late over there for you guys.
It is 12. 10 past 12, but this is when I'll be doing audio work.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's what I know. I've audio work left and video footage left to do from Saturday a week ago, and I'm awake now, so I will be doing my audio work and video work. My hair looks crazy. Roger, love you. It makes sense though, because you're listening for the quiet stuff, not the loud stuff. Well, that's right. That's it. That's it. And when you can mix someone's voice with a possible EVP, and it sounds the same, and it sounds like the person you're in the room with, and it's not. And I remember going through Hardy, my love. Hold on. And the cat's bigger than this dog, and Hardy's like, I'm gonna bust you. And we went through a week of people saying, "Now, was it you, Jenny? Were you singing?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't. I do sing, but I don't sing. It's the final countdown by Europe in Redwood Castle. So no, I don't sing that song." It took a week for us to find out who it was, and they all thought it was me singing. And I said, "Well, I'm not singing that song." And I listen. My mind is always memory tagging, and I'll have pen and paper with me, and I write everything down. So it took us a week. So that's why do not. And this is why we take little people with, not little people. This is why we take little numbers with us, because you can have 12, 13, 14 people, and they're in different rooms. Harry, you need to stop that. And they're all in different rooms. Hi, Mary Beth. They're all in different rooms, and they're all having a conversation, and you don't know with the sound traveling who it is. And if someone's talking down the castle stairways, or if someone's, you know, in the room with you talking, you just don't know. That's why we love you all, but we're very strict, you know. And I don't mean to be mean, but be quiet.
Yes.
No, who wants to come on investigation with Jenny? No one.
Go investigation with Jenny, everybody. Tell me a story at night in front of the big log fire. You know?
I love Castle, always love Castle. Adam, thank you so much for watching. Adam, thank you so much. You finally, you made it. Tony and Cherie, a million thanks. I knew I was looking forward to tonight because, like I said, could you imagine me talking all night about this stuff?
God, no!
I do. I would talk about it forever and a day. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys for coming on tonight with us.
Well, we appreciate you having us on and getting to discuss it. So thank you both very, very much. And we had a great time. We enjoyed it. And it was fantastic. So thank you.
Memorial Day.
Yes.
Anytime, any day. Roger. Roger.
Pick me up.
Right, Roger, I'm going to look up flights now. Listen, we have. Can I kind of tease you with Lep Castle and Hellfire Club? Hellfire Club is 40 minutes away from me. We'll bring it to Newgrange, which is about 12 minutes away from me. I live in a very historic town.
Wow, that's
awesome.
I live in one of the most historic towns in Ireland. That's another story for another day. So, when the links are on the poster that I have done. So anyone who wants to listen, if you don't get on, I'm gonna be mailing you at 4 o'clock and hanging up on you. Mary Beth, it's still going to be on YouTube, and I'll link all of them up again. YouTube, Shadow Whisper Within the Night, TikTok, it's going to be on all of them. So you can watch it because it's just been absolutely amazing. Right, I'm not going to look at those comments anymore because I'm going to keep replying. I'm going to keep replying. But thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much for giving up Monday.
Yes.
Jenny, thank you, and have a good evening. Whatever time.
Yeah, it's late for them. It's like
I'm going to bed.
Late afternoon for us, so we're
good.
Past 12. It's a quarter. Oh, Mary Beth, thank you. So I could listen to her for hours. Could you could you post that on my wall? Because people say, Jennifer, you're talking. Not really. Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you so much. Right. Let me work this out because I have no idea how to do this. I'm learning this. I am learning this.
You'll be fine. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
I will not answer that. So I'm going to bring us. Good night, Adam. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting. Thank you so much, everyone on TikTok as well, that I didn't see because my iPad went flat. But it was just, thank you, Roger. Great show. Glad I made for some of it. Thank you so much. And Roger, I'm looking up flights for you to come over to Ireland now. We're going. Right, give me a second because I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a million. We will be. I'm away this weekend. I'm touring. I'm touring the north of Ireland and Scotland. So I'll be back. That accent, sure to be sure. Potato. I will be back when I get back home on the 12th of July. Oh no, 12th of June actually. 12th of June. Yeah. I shall be back at some point then.
Oh, your video, or your take players.
I'll be doing lives at my locations and Bonnie Wee Scotland.
Okay.
Right, in the background. Thank you so much, everyone. We shall talk
to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.